What up, y'all? It's that main March. Today we finna be going over Matthew chapter 23, verse 25 through 27. And before I read it, I'm gonna read what I wrote down here. It's titled A Clean Cup, and it goes over what we're gonna be reading in Matthew. And we're just gonna go to different verses, you know what I'm saying, to pretty much confirm what's going on in the word, you know. Let's get it. But this is titled, once again, A Clean Cup. It says, what does it mean for the inside of the cup to be clean? In Matthew chapter 23, verse 25 through 27, Jesus tells the Pharisees to first clean the inside of the cup, so the outside may also be clean. What does this mean? I like to look at David as an example. He was very aware that inside he was a sinful person. In Psalms 51, verse 5 through 10, he talks to the Lord and asks the Lord to create a clean heart for him and renew his spirit. We must know that doing external works with an ill heart does not move the hand of God. Also, nor does it make you righteous in the eyes of God. In Isaiah 64, verse 6, we learn that our works are like dirty rags to God. We must look to God to make us clean. And Romans chapter 3, verse 21 tells us that the righteousness of God has been manifested apart from the law. This was the reason he sent Jesus to die for us, so that through his blood we are made clean. Cleaning the outside of the cup is pointless because it only makes one look righteous, when in reality they are not. We must look to Jesus to make us clean. And I'm going to specify that. Cleaning the outside of the cup only, you know what I'm saying? That's what I should have said. Only is pointless. Because by cleaning the inside, the outside will become clean. You know what I'm saying? So I should have specified that. But let's go to chapter 25, or chapter 23, verse 25 through 27, and read what it says. Actually, it's verse 23, or it's chapter 23, verse 25 through 28. That's what I meant. It says, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup, but the inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup, so that the outside of it may also become clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which appear beautiful on the outside, but inside are full of bones of the dead, and every kind of impurity. In the same way, on the outside you seem righteous to people, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. So Jesus was talking to them like that because back then the Pharisees were these people that was in this high position, but they were supposed to be men of God. So they was doing people wrong, you know what I'm saying? They was basically trying to live by the law, but at the same time they wasn't even living by the law. You know what I'm saying? They would make up their own rules. They would just do a lot of stuff that wasn't right towards God, you know, and God wasn't having that. Like, for example, it's in 1st and 2nd Kings, I believe. It was a whole bunch of kings after David, after Solomon, that was doing, I'm talking about some crazy, outlandish stuff. But only a couple of the kings were actually righteous and did the right thing. But there will always be one king that come back and build an idol, you know what I'm saying? And worship the idol and have everybody worshiping, and God will have to send somebody else. And it was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? But let's go to Psalms chapter 51, verse 5 through 10. It says, indeed I was guilty when I was born. I was sinful when my mother conceived me. Surely you desire integrity in the inner self, and you teach me wisdom deep within. Purify me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. turn your face away from my sins and blot out all my guilt. God, create a clean heart for me and renew a steadfast spirit within me. So right here we see that David, he knows that he can't do it himself. You know what I'm saying? He knows that he can't clean himself. Only God can do that. And that's who he looked to do that, was God. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of reminds me of myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when I was in the world, you know what I'm saying, I was smoking and stuff like that. I tried to stop, you know what I'm saying, and I managed to stop for a little bit, you know, and I was learning more about God, watching shows about, it was a show called The Bible. I was watching that, but inside I still wanted to smoke, you know what I'm saying, I still wanted to do some of the things that I was doing. So that's when I asked God, you know, to show me a sign, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't know, but me asking that for him to show me a sign was actually me asking in a way to just change me. Just like David said. He said, God, create a clean heart for me and renew a steadfast spirit within me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also David says, surely you desire integrity in the inner self. So inside, you know what I'm saying? You can't have integrity on the outside, but not on the inside. So, and integrity means doing the right thing at all times, you know what I'm saying? So, you can't be looking good at church, going to church, doing this and that, but then your heart is not changed. You still going out there in the world, doing what you're doing, but you looking righteous to the people every Sunday. That don't make sense to God, you know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people look at Christians as bad, or not necessarily bad, but they look at us as hypocrites, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people be in church every Sunday, and as soon as they leave the church, they back to doing what they was doing. That just shows, like, the inside of the cup is not clean. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to 1 John 1 through 7. 1 John chapter 1, verse 7. I gotta hurry up, because last time I was just making a video and I took too long and it cut me off, man. But I like to take my time because it's a lot to unpack in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? You can't rush through it, in my opinion. You know, like, yeah, man, you just can't rush through it. 1 John chapter 1 through verse 7 says, if we walk in the light as he himself is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus, his son, cleanses us from all sin. Right? And let's go back up to what I was saying about, you know, being with the Lord one day, but then going back to the world. It says, this is the message we have heard from him and declare to you. God is light, and there is absolutely no darkness in him. If we say we have fellowship with him, and yet we walk in darkness, we are lying and are not practicing the truth. You know what I'm saying? That was in verse 5 through 6. So we can't be in fellowship with the Lord, but still walking with the enemy, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for today. You know what I'm saying? I just ask that you think about what I said. Ask the Lord to make you clean, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way to be clean and righteous in the eyes of God, is through the blood of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that we can do to make us clean. So I just ask that you think about that, pray on it, test my spirit, you know what I'm saying? Hop in the Bible yourself and let God reveal it to you, you know what I'm saying? But in Jesus' mighty name, man, peace.